Zoom. Ah, look at that.
Okay, maybe me. Okay.
You just did. Good on you. Okay, first, how are you guys? Are there any particular issues standing out right now besides pollen?
Besides pollen, not really. That's the big one.
Pollen is you too for the pollen?
Oh yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Is it too bad or it's just okay? You,
Barely.
I mean, I can function, but I just would rather not have so much. You know, the spring is my least favorite season just because of that. Even though it is gorgeous outside, but summer is better.
Or fall.
right.
Okay. So I said that today we would focus mainly in standing, but we'll start out doing a little bit in sitting. And do you have a hand towel? Did you?
I couldn't grab one because I'm in the middle of a school day, but I'm doing this.
Okay. Well, never mind. Oh, your shirt will do. What we're going to do, here, I'll take my shirt, is make a roller with the sleeves about like that. Yep, and take your hand towel, fold it in half, the long ways. Yeah, you don't need to twist it with the hand. Oh, that'll do. All we want is a round, uneven surface. You know, okay, let me help you with that. Open it back up. Hold it up so the long way is like that. And then fold it in half. Not lengthwise. Let me go get a towel. I can show you. This is laundry making 101. Okay, hold it the long ways. And then fold it in half. And then roll it up. So it's like a sausage. And you can just have a sausage hue out of your shirt sleeves. And set that in front of you on the floor, perpendicular to your trunk. So it's pointing away from your chair. Is that showing anything? Oh, not really. Can you see it's pointing away from the chair? So that you can put your foot long ways on it. And I think we did some stepping on and off of a towel in our first session, but this is going to be a little different. This is like a balance beam for your foot. And so can you tilt your foot? And first your knee can go with it. Tilt your foot toward the floor so the outside of your foot comes toward the floor. And do that a couple of times. And then tilt your knee inward, your foot inward, so that the inside of your foot comes toward the floor. And can you sense that? Going back and forth. Once you find it, you can go back and forth. And then, oh, I should use the mic. Then you can put one hand on your knee such that it's not so much your whole leg going as it happens in your ankle joint. This, by the way, will help you avoid spraining your ankle ever. And then let that go and let your foot rest on the floor and just compare the sensations of your 2 feet. Check your breath. And then bring the roller under your other foot. And first, just sense how it is to let your foot kind of accept that soft support. And now tilt your leg out such that the outside edge of your foot comes off of this balance beam and back on. And do that a few times. And then tilt inward. Are you having trouble with the roller? You're good?
I'm good. I just take the towel that I can put in the floor.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, I didn't warn you about that. Sorry about that. And so take your knee each way, letting one side of your foot, the other side of your foot go more toward the floor. And then use a hand to stabilize that knee. And now it'll be in your ankle joint. Take your foot in and out. I don't know if Hugh's going to bop back in. I'm not sure what happened to his connection. But we'll go ahead and move to the next step. Now just feel both feet. What do you sense? And then come to standing. And we don't need the roller for this. And first, just shift your weight from side to side over one foot, over the other foot. And then, okay, pause in the middle. This time, which side would you rather shift to first? Do you have a side that you would choose first? Okay, so shift to your right side and let the outside edge of your right foot just press the floor a little bit and use that pressure to press you back toward your left foot. And see, can you find that? It's like you're tilting your foot outward and using that pressure to move you. You finding that? Okay, so now shift over toward your left foot. But let the edge, the outside edge of that left foot, press the floor a little bit more. And you might even sense if I came along and pushed on you that I would just make you more stable because that foot would be going into the floor there. Is that making sense or not? Okay. Can you just, both feet, just the littlest bit, press the outside toward the floor and use that pressure to move you back and forth between the 2 feet? Yeah. And then let that all go. And just sense your stability on the floor. How stable do you feel? So what do you notice about your sense of being stable or not in standing?
Notice, you mean it's more center of the feet.
Yeah. Good. And what you just did is great. Just bounce on your heels a little bit, and that can help you feel solid on your feet. Yeah. Okay. Walk around a bit and just vocalize and see how you feel at this point, and we'll vocalize again at the end so that you can just see how you can feel your sense of all of you. Yeah, and really go for a little walk. Nice. Yeah. Lovely. Okay. So now, either still singing or not, depending on how it feels, can you take just a few steps backward? Not very many, just enough to see how that feels and how you organize your weight. Uh-huh. Okay, let that go. And how did that feel to sing stepping backwards?
Uh, it's feel like I still keep the feeling of center, but like the backward didn't interfere me much.
Good.
Like still
Good.
feel like learn where's the core, where's the alignment, and even walking back, but still focus on where to keep the balance.
Mhm. You looked very steady. Yeah. Here's a question. When you start to sing, does your head, do you feel like it more stays level, more tilt down, more tilt up?
More stabilized, more like not down up. Is very calm, and it focus on the moving breath core center.
Nice, nice. Okay, now, since Dr. Robard said that the group had said they'd like some standing things, I've chosen a standing lesson for which you need a straight chair, just a regular like dining room chair kind of thing. Have you got something like that to grab, or is that what you have right there with you?
I have right there with me.
All right. And so what I'd like you to do is to come and stand behind it. And because you're going to use both hands for balance. Yep, that's great. Okay. And so first, again, just notice your sense of center, your sense of stability over your feet. And shift your weight a little bit to one foot, the other foot. See how that feels. And let that shift get smaller and smaller until you find what feels like center. And that in itself is a wonderful, really quick grounding thing, just to go side to side and get it littler and littler, and your nervous system will decide what feels supported. So if I was going to say, pick a leg in which you're going to bring one knee, hello, connecting.
Hello.
There, oh, there she is.
She's back.
There you are. Hi. It's just us chickens. Hugh was there for a couple of minutes and then I don't know if his connection went away or if he went away or what.
I think she's unmute. She's mute.
Are you muted?
Yes.
Well, great. Thank you for coming.
I want this.
So we're having a one-on-one tutorial here.
Yes, feels so special.
You are. Absolutely. Yeah, that shirt is so gorgeous. That makes you special right there. I love your shirt.
Thank you.
So where we are is to pick a leg to do what I'm going to say. It would be to bend that knee gently forward, just enough so that he hits the ground and back. And so whichever leg feels more comfortable for that. And we're going to call that your first leg. And do that a few times. Just bring your knee forward, let your heel peel off the ground, and then sink back. And checking your breath, how does that feel? And can you do this without interfering with your breath?
Too hard.
That's a lot of concentration, right?
I feel like I do exercise with my breath, so it's like to pick up to bend the leg.
Aha. Okay, so here's an interesting experiment. As you lift your heel, bringing your knee forward, do you inhale or exhale?
Inhales.
And then as you bring your heel back, what happens with your breath?
Exhale.
Okay, good. This gives us a great experiment to do. This time, and do it really gently because it's going to feel weird. As you bring your heel up, bringing your knee forward, reverse it. Exhale in that phase. And not a big, strong one. Just let your breath flow out. And as you bring your heel back down, let your breath flow in. So we're reversing what felt habitual. Okay, let that go. So next, we're going to slow it down so much that as your heel comes back down, let me see how I can show. As your heel comes back down, it's in 3 layers. And what I want is first you notice, you go so slowly that you can notice when it's just your skin touching, only your skin. And then as you go farther down, there's some soft tissue, you're going through muscle and fascia. And then finally you find the bone. But you're doing it in 3 steps of awareness. So take a little bit of time to do that really slowly and let your breath do what it wants to do. And what do you notice so far?
It requires a lot of focus and feeling. Focus on the feeling of the skin, of the bone. And because of I got the allergy, so sometimes breathing is like feel like where's the breath?
Okay, let's not worry about the breath too much.
Right. I cannot tell how's the breath, because I just try to take the air in whatever I can, and
Yeah.
then the feeling.
Okay, we're going to let this be about your bones.
Okay.
Okay, so now notice the difference between your 2 feet on the floor, your 2 legs, your 2 hip joints. Yeah, even your 2 shoulders, there may be a difference.
Do I stand
Ha-
with
However is natural. Yeah, yeah, whatever feels natural at this point. And then when you're ready, what we're going to call your second leg, do the same exploration, except it won't be identical because we're not the same on both sides. But bringing your second knee forward a little, enough to bring your heel off the ground, and even to where you're almost up on your toes. And then let that peel back toward the floor. First, just do it a few times just to do it. And then start doing it with the 3 layers. Go slowly enough you can feel when your skin first touches. And then you can feel through the tissues. And then, oh, there's the bone. Ah. And so just do that a few times. And then let that go and let your 2, notice your 2 sides now. They may have evened out some. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. So we're going back to the first leg. And with your hands on the chair, bring your foot back, not far, but to where kind of the toes of your first foot are approximately even with the heel of your other foot, that for now is going to be your standing leg, where your weight is. So that's, I don't know, about 8 inches farther back, something like that. It doesn't have to be exact. And now, starting way up, bending that front knee such that your toes, you're coming way up onto your toes. And now, here's the trick. First, just bring your heel back down a time or 2, and then I'll tell you the real trick. And we're going to do it in 2 different ways. And the first way is, as you bring that heel back down, you're allowed to let the other knee bend. And notice what your spine does, the relationship of your head to your tail. You're just going up and down, and you're letting the front knee bend with it as the back heel goes down. And you might notice the distance between your head and your tailbone is probably staying about the same because they're moving together. Does that sound right?
So you mean standing by the heel and let the other bending?
Yep. As you take the back heel down,
Okay.
the other knee can bend so that you're going down Let me see if I can get myself in range. Bench is in the way. So let's say I'm doing the heel that's closer to the screen. And I'm lifting it. And then as I bring it, oh, and it's farther back. I should have shown that. It's farther back. Yep. And now lift that heel, bringing that knee forward. Yep. And now bring that heel back down, but you can lower your whole self. And you would lower your whole self. Yep, bending the other knee. You're right. It's like we're doing Tai Chi. And then come back up. And could you feel that your whole spine is moving together, back and down?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now we're going to make it more interesting. Probably with your hands back on the chair. This time, don't let the second knee bend. And you're going to have to do something different with your whole body, adapting to let that back heel go down. And that back leg is going to straighten also as you do it. As you take it down. Don't let that other leg bend. Take your heel back, bring the weight back. This might be hard to, maybe it's too hard for explanation. Something isn't, I'm not doing it clearly enough. I'm going to turn the other, see if that helps. Maybe, let's see. Okay, I've got that heel back, right? And this leg is straight. And as I bring that heel back, if I don't let myself go down by bending my knee, my whole spine has to get really long to get long enough for that heel to go back. I'm lowering my heel. And can you see what's happening to my spine? My head is having to move away from my hip joint and away from my heel in order for that heel to go back if I don't bend the other leg. You know what? I just thought of something that might make it more clear. Erase all of that. We're starting with something new, okay?
Okay.
Bring one hand to the base of your skull. And now take a step backward. And can you, as you take the step backward, your heel is going that way and your head is going this way. They're moving apart. Is that making any kind of sense?
So you mean is go the opposite
Yeah.
direction? Yes.
Welcome home.
Hi, my laptop died.
Oh
I'm
no.
back.
So Quay, is this starting to make sense or no? Because I can shift gears if it isn't.
I just wonder what do you want me to feel? Because I know that is now going the opposite direction.
That is exactly what I the sensation we're looking for is along the back, and I'll bring you in Hugh, but let me see if I've communicated yet. Are you finding that?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good. So let's back up. I'll bring you in, and I think it's going to start to make more sense now that you have felt that. So, monsieur, standing with your hands on the back of your chair or a counter or something for a little bit of balance. Pick a leg, any leg, and very slightly bring that knee forward such that your heel peels off the floor up towards standing almost on your toes. Not quite, but almost. And just do that a few times. Do that a few times, said my microphone. And then pause. The next time as you do it and you lower your heel, it's going to be slow enough that you can sense it in 3 stages. And the first one is you just feel your skin touching the floor. Oh, I hope you don't have shoes on, by the way. No shoes. And then after your skin touches the floor, you're going through muscle, through fascia, through soft tissues. And then finally, oh, there's the bone. And go back and forth a few times, finding those layers of sensation. And then let that go, sense any difference between your 2 feet, your 2 sides, your 2 hip joints, wherever. And then with the other leg, same story. Bring your knee forward, lowering. And you already know what you're doing. So can you lower that heel slowly enough that first you feel skin, you're going through soft tissue, and oh, there's the bone. Right? Okay, so again, just sense your feet on the floor. And now, in the interest of time, we're going to do in a way the speed version, but I think it's going to work. So we just did this. I just did this with Quay, and I want you to feel it. What I want you to do is put one hand at the base of your skull, and then slowly, gently, with attention, take a step backwards. And first it's going to be your toes meeting the floor, the ball of your foot. Bring your heel down. And can you do that in such a way that you sense this, that your heel is going one way and the back of your head is going the other way? That's happening? Is that I see a thumbs up? Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, probably switching hands and now bringing the other leg. First back and then lowering the heel to the floor with such sensitivity that you can feel a lengthening through your back. And let them go. Now comes the really juicy part. And you can, if you want, have your hands on the chair for balance or not if you feel like you don't need it. This is not a contest. So this time, can you bring your heel down such that it's landing on the floor, but it's not getting any more heavily weighted because the rest of you is rising up. So that your heel merely meets the floor, is supported by the floor, but it's not, you're light because your spine is all moving up in a way. And all your heel is doing is just meeting the floor and saying, oh, hello, thank you, gravity. I love you, gravity. And the line of the spine can be a little forward. The heel's moving back and the base of your skull is moving forward. And can you find that? Even as you delicately place your heel on the floor without putting any real weight in it. And let that go on this side. Maybe take a few steps just to reset. And then the other hand on the same head and the other leg back. And keeping the standing knee pretty straight, not locked, but pretty straight. Because if you bend it, then there's no opposite movement. Keeping it straight, bringing the back heel toward the floor. The front, the back of your head is actually moving forward and up. It's like an Alexander lesson. Away from your heel. Yeah, I get that gesture. And let that go. Uh-huh. Now, if you want a really awake nervous system, one way to do it is to walk backwards. Nervous system wants you not to hurt yourself. And so now simply take some steps backwards. And can you kind of walk around your space a bit? Peek first and see what's where. I have friends, they're couples that walk together outdoors and they take turns. One walks frontwards and the other one walks backwards. And if you want to add to that, bring your arms out in front of you in a kind of a circle and let them be stable, which means all the rib, hip stuff has to move in between without getting your top stuff all disarranged, which as singers, you don't want to get all disarranged. And as you step back, can you get that sense of length? And that's the real aim of this. And that your head is moving away from your heels, both forward and up. And then let that go. And simply go back to the initial thing of lifting one heel, coming up onto those toes. And the slow, slow lowering. And can you have a sense of your spine lengthening up as you do that? One thing goes down, it's a rule of physics. One thing goes down, something else has to come up. And have that sense of support through your spine. And once you play with that on one side, can you do that with the other leg? And likely it'll be different from one side to the other. And how about take a stroll around either frontward or backwards at your choice and vocalize and just see how it feels. I wish y'all didn't mute yourselves. I want to hear you. but that's fair. And how about come back to the screen? We have only a few minutes left. And if you can unmute yourself and tell me what's up now.
I didn't hear the last thing you said because I was vocalizing, but I heard you say something. So I will say that I feel so much taller than before, and I feel my lower back from my backside. So like my lower back feels much more engaged than it usually does when I'm breathing to sing something or when I'm actively using my muscles and activating. I don't know all the terminology yet. It slips my brain. But yeah, when I sing, I feel that more, and I know that's a good thing. So
That's a wonderful thing. And here's the quick thing. You're getting ready to warm up or you're getting ready to go on stage. Take 1 minute to bring one foot behind you and take it down and lengthen away from it. And you've got a long spine.
yeah.
And something when you're just hanging out around the house, every once in a while, I just walk backwards for, I can go into the kitchens 3 steps away. Let me take 3 steps backward. Your whole nervous system lights up.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it feels nice. Thank you. We have
So
auditions.
wait, how's
Like,
this feeling for you?
I feel like there's a balance. There's
You
a
have an audition?
no. What? No. I is-
There's a, say it again.
I feel like there's a balance.
Yeah.
It's very helpful for even acting on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Just like when you say like a little bit warm up and then feel the muscle. I feel like I don't put too much stress on breathing on this muscle, but to lengthen and feeling in the back, and there's feel more space to breathe and to balance. And the backward with the hand here and the head is forward and out.
Yeah.
It really helps with singing. I don't know why. It's just like right away. It's just like
Good.
we have, and the sound is very lighting, flying.
Flying, yes. Let's say you're going into an interview and you want to feel powerful and grounded. Honey, do that for 1 minute and you walk in and they'll say, whoa, there's a real somebody.
Sound like a tease. Yes.
So this was short but sweet. And you guys have been a delight, and take this tool with you. Oh, here's a question. I'm going to teach a short lesson to my regular class Thursday morning involving the shoulders and breath and not letting the shoulders get all busy with breath. If I record that, if I remember to record that, would you like me to send it to Dr. Robards for you guys?
I always love that because
yes, please, that'd be great.
I think it's a good one for singing and not getting extra stuff involved.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for thinking about that.
All right.
Thank you.
Y'all are a light in this world. So go forth and kick the pollen.
Thank you. Yes, I will.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's nice to see you again.
I do
Bye.
earlier.
I loved doing this. Thank you for your presence.
Yes.
Ooh.
Bye.